Do you have a three-dimensional body comprised of matter? Well, if so, then you are certainly used to this happening while playing Suburbia. Bump.
Oh. No! No!
Yes, it's the problem of seismic Suburbia stumbles. Well, now, those of us who suffer from coordination complications no longer need suffer in silence, because I'll review the two newest ways that space-age plastics can improve our board gaming experience in this episode of the Component Proponent. Saving your game from the mundane, the Component Proponent, yeah! Suburbia is a tile placing game in which players each construct a precinct comprised of residential, commercial, and industrial sections, each with their own pros, cons, and special effects. The tiles that you place in your suburb can also interact with other tiles not only in your own suburb, but the suburbs of the other players as well. For example, when you place a tile, first you check the tile itself for any effects that it may trigger. Then you check the adjacent tiles for additionally triggered effects. Then other non-adjacent tiles in your suburb. And finally, check for effects triggered by tiles in other player suburbs. Now, it's not a difficult routine, but due to the number of steps it involves, there is a potential for one or more of those checks to go overlooked. To help prevent this, my game group, for example, has used colored little poker chips to mark tiles that require attention during those checks. We use green chips to denote global effects in other suburbs, and blue ones for local effects that only affect your own suburb. It does help, but it's still easy to overlook other types of relationships, such as airports, car dealerships, and skyscrapers. Well, just before I was about to give up forever and just have the last half of this video be me standing here with nothing else to say, I lucked out and discovered this set of 103 acrylic tokens specially made for Suburbia. This set includes tokens for use with the base game, the Suburbia Inc. expansion, the 5-star expansion, and even all of the promos that they give away at conventions. So, if you have Suburbia and all of its expansions and pieces, every possible triggered effect that needs to be tracked is covered in this set. This particular token set is laser engraved and laser cut from 11 different colors of acrylic plastic and are officially licensed by the publisher of Suburbia, Bezier Games, which means that they feature the original iconography from the game. So it all fits together in a really nice little package. The tokens do make it easier to track which tiles are affected by the new ones that you place on the board, and which ones will potentially affect new tiles. Also, all the tiles with a white interactive icon receive a token with a matching white icon, making it easier to see how many tiles of a particular type are in play when a new tile affected by that type is placed later in the game. Thank you, space-age polycarbonate materials. So the tokens are pretty neat, and yeah, they definitely help with preventing effects from being overlooked when scanning the tile, adjacent tiles, tiles in your suburb, and those in the other player suburbs when you place new tiles on the board. But perhaps even better than that was another component upgrade that I just stumbled onto accidentally when I was researching the token set. This is a set of 5 overlays for the Suburbia borough boards, which track your suburb's income and reputation. These boards help retain the placement of the pegs that track your income and reputation when you inevitably bump your boards, sending your pieces all over the place. What was once a source of agony and frustration can now make you feel really brilliant when you're able to keep playing without first taking 10 minutes to work backwards through the game to remember which spaces your little tokens were on. Not that I'm speaking from personal experience or anything, but yeah. These were a fantastic surprise, and one of those things that when you stumble onto them, you're like, well, I did not know that these existed, but now that I do, how did I ever live without these? The set contains 5 overlays, so it supports the 5th player introduced by the 5-star expansion. So of course the big question is, are these 2 different Suburbia component upgrades worth investing in? Well, as with any component upgrades, it all really just depends on how often you play the game and how important the immersion of the experience is to you. That's all there is to it. As for me, if I had to choose just one upgrade to invest in, even though the token set is what first caught my eye, I may actually lean towards the burrow overlays first, since they provide instant gratification. I mean, the first time that you bump your burrow board, you'll be glad that the overlay is there to help hold the pieces in place. But the token set would definitely still be a close second, since it helps prevent upkeep effects from being overlooked. The tokens also add a visual upgrade to the game, and yeah, I'll admit it, Suburbia benefits from every visual upgrade that it can get. So there you go. Thanks for watching this overview of 2 Suburbia component upgrades. And for more board game news, reviews, and commentary, be sure to subscribe to both Pair of Dice Paradise and the Dice Tower. And here's a thought that just occurred to me just now. Be sure to follow Pair of Dice Paradise and the Dice Tower on Facebook and Twitter as well. Until next time, I've been Chaz Marler, your component proponent.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching the Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
I'll review the 2 newest ways that space-age plastics can improve our board gaming experience in this episode, in which I forgot to grab them and put them in the lid of the box.